There we go. And sharing my screen. Optimize for video. Okay. Can everybody see this?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. All right, welcome guys. I really appreciate you taking the time to come. I know it's been a long day and but let's get this hashed out. This is going to be an awesome trip and I'm so excited to share this information with you. So here we go. All right, this is the Channel Islands hiking and backpacking adventure. It is going to be pristine and remote. You guys are going to love it. But this is a picture of the park from Anacapa Island, I believe, which is not where we're going. We're going somewhere better, which is Santa Cruz, which is one of these out there. I don't really know. So let's keep going. All right, so we're skipping the meet and greet. I think we all kind of know each other. We just want to kind of get going. I'm going to introduce you to the Channel Islands National Park, also to Santa Cruz Island, where we are going. Yay. And then we'll go over the itinerary, logistics, cost and payments at the very end, and then we'll have a nice Q&A. Okay, so let's go. So here, the Channel Islands National Park, it is a series of 8 islands altogether. They are uninhabited, pristine, and remote, approximately 160 nautical miles and 20 miles off of the Pacific coast. So 5 of these islands are where we're going to go, which is towards the north, and that is San Miguel, Santa Rosa, Santa Cruz, Anacapa, and Santa Barbara. And this is what comprises the national park and also a marine sanctuary. So this is one of the least visited of all the national parks, and you will see why, because there's nothing out there except just pure nature. It's very rich in biodiversity. Apparently there are over 2,000 plants, but you will see there are many types of animals and marine species. Interestingly, over 200 are endemic. So that means they're only found here in the Channel Islands. So that's pretty cool. And then some of the park activities as we're, going to be doing hiking, camping, backpacking. There's also kayaking, and you can go out there diving and snorkeling. So here is an introduction to the park. Hopefully I will get this video to work for you guys. Here we go. Pretty cool. All right. So these are the Channel Islands, the northern portion, right? We know Catalina Island, that is also part of the Channel Islands, but these islands comprise the Channel Islands National Park. And we are going to be taking the ferry out of Ventura, and this is Santa Cruz Island where we're going. It is the largest island in the Channel Islands, and it has the most to offer as well for hiking. So it is very cool. There's some of the photos taken from Santa Cruz Island. Very, very beautiful. It's just exquisite. So here I have, I couldn't make up my mind which videos, so I put them both in. So I hope you don't mind, they're short. Here we go. couple of nice videos there, kind of get you a feel for the park. It's really amazing. From the sea life that you can see, the sea lions, there's sea lions and elephant seals. These are some of the animals that are endemic. This is the scrub jay. This is the island fox. I did see this animal when I was hiking out there. They're pretty small. And they're not afraid of you either. So it's kind of weird that they just kind of, hang out around you. And then this is some of the sea life that actually on the way out there, we may have to stop because of whale crossing or so it's really kind of, kind of neat. But there's dolphins. These are common dolphins. You can tell because the snout is more pointed and their coloring is just slightly different. So this is obviously a mom, and this littler one is the baby. But this is, of course, the orca. This is the humpback whale. This is the middle one is a gray whale. And then this is the blue whale, and they're one of the largest species of whales. So as you're on the ferry on the way out there, we could run into anything out there. It's really pretty cool. And of course, our sea lions are my favorite. They are the dogs of the sea, and they are so much fun. They love to come up to you and check you out. They'll stare you in the face mask. So there's sea lions out there. And of course, I had to add a few pictures. They are America's Galapagos because of the biodiversity out there. And so here I have a little bit of information, short video on what we'll be seeing out there, right? So here we go. Can you hear this okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Charles Darwin had to sail all the way to the Galapagos to find an island sanctuary crawling with unique creatures. Yet a few miles off the coast of Southern California, there's a chain of 5 islands that are often called the American Galapagos. Channel Islands National Park and Marine Sanctuary. Reaching an island park means a boat, a plane, or a 20-mile swim. This may be why it's one of the least visited of the national parks. Only about 250,000 visitors per year, as compared to 10 million for Yellowstone. If you come between June and October, you could catch a glimpse of the great blue whale, the largest animal to ever exist. 150 tons or more. This is whale watching like nowhere else. You've never seen anything this big with an appetite. 27 different species of whale pass by the park. A third of all whale species are found here. Maybe they like Californian watching. The most visible inhabitants of Channel Islands are only part-time residents. Seals and sea lions are here by the ton. They like this place for breeding, and whoa, do they ever. You got over 5,000 northern fur seals, 50,000 northern elephant seals, and over 70,000 sea lions, all of which constitute one of the largest congregations of wildlife on Earth. From points like Bennett Beach on San Miguel Island, you can actually stand there and watch 30,000 seals and sea lions bark, swim, fight, or just wallow in the California sun. It's a living. This is only one of the 4 island national parks. There are more endangered species unique to this park than to any other. Some of them are brilliant wildflowers, which can't seem to make the leap to the mainland. The Channel Islands are also convenient landing strips for huge flocks of mooching, squawking seabirds. brown pelicans perch and western seagulls soar. They nest here in April and May. These are the largest breeding colonies in Southern California, and they're all a Twitter. Can you say social networking? With the Pacific Ocean for a backyard, Channel Island Park is prime for kayaking, diving, and snorkeling. If you're good at this sort of thing, you can venture into the water caves. Yeah, the water's cold, about 59 degrees, but it's worth every goosebump to see the wildlife from a fresh perspective. Theirs. This is a cool otter hangout. They spend their days fishing, playing, and making visitors go, "Aw." You want to take them home. Several species of dolphin jump for joy in the park's protected waters as well. These guys are always on the move. Huge pods can be seen up close because they follow schools of anchovies around the islands. Add to all this tide pools full of sea anemones, starfish, and some pretty rockin' oceanfront real estate. With dozens of creatures found nowhere else, America really does have its very own Galapagos. Don't you dare come here without experiencing the eye-popping crowds of sea lions and sea elephants at Channel Islands National Park.
All right, awesome. Move on. All right. So with that being said, yeah, there is just a ton out there to experience. It's going to be amazing. We are going to be headed to Santa Cruz Island. This is a fantastic aerial photo of where we're going to be going and hiking. It is 20 miles from Ventura, so approximately 1 hour by boat, and that's if we don't have to stop for whale crossing. It could take up to an hour and a half that way. It is, like I said, the largest of the Channel Islands. It's 24 miles long and 6 miles wide. The highest summit is Diablo Peak. We will not be traveling to Diablo Peak. Okay, that is in a protected area of the island, but we will be making a summit and we'll be doing some climbing. This has the highest biodiversity of the Channel Islands with 60 endemic species, including, like I illustrated to you, the scrub jay and the island fox. I promise you we will be seeing both of those. And you can do hiking, camping, backpacking, and kayaking. It has on the northern end, which will be beyond where we can go to at Prisoners Harbor, but you can kayak to Painted Cave. It is the 4th largest known sea cave in the world and the 2nd largest in the United States. So, but we can talk about kayaking maybe on another trip. I will show you that I did kayaking last time. I was there in March of 2015 with my family. That is me down here. With looks like crooked helmet syndrome again. I don't do helmets well, but it was really cool. We took the boat out there. Here's the ferry, and you know, this is how it looks on the approach there, just all green. It was really cool, and I didn't go into any sea caves because they were warning us about the swells being a little bit too high, but I did go past a few. And we saw these guys popping their heads up above the kelp forest. So I did see some sea lions that were checking us out. So it was pretty cool. And then once we returned the kayaks, we did a self-guided tour. Then we went out from Scorpion Bay, Scorpion Harbor, which is here, this picture here. And we did some hiking, very brief because we didn't want to miss the boat. The boat comes at a certain time and you got to make sure you're there to get it or you're going to stay there. So we did the Cavern Point Loop hike, and here are a few pictures that I took. It was a little chilly and breezy because this was March. Okay. And then I did see this little guy down here to the right. That is the island fox. So that is how small they are. So it was pretty cool. So this is a map of Santa Cruz Island. And I thought I would share it here because it gives us a good visual of the lay of this island and where we're going to be hiking and camping. So we're going to get dropped off here at Scorpion Anchorage. Okay, our campground is right here for the first night, and I'll talk more about that in a little bit, but that's our campground. And so once we get dropped off, we get to our campsites, and we can explore this whole side of the island, I thought. And that's the Cavern Point loop that I did. But we go to Potato Harbor. We can head out Smuggler's Road and go to Smuggler's Cove. I was also reading that this is one of the most beautiful beaches that we can check out here. So plenty to do once we get there. And then the following day will be our hike across the island. So we'll depart from our campground here, and that's when we're going to head up through here, and we're going to head up Montaña Ridge. There's a little bit, I believe, of a use trail that heads up this way, and that's what we can do. Head up to the top, say we've been to the summit, take in the views, take some pictures, and then we'll retrace our steps and come back. And depending on time and our energy, there's China Pines that we could venture off to, but we'll just have to play it by ear. There's Chinese Harbor, but we're going to head, I'm probably going to opt for this Del Norte Trail versus the Navy Road, but we'll head Del Norte Trail, and we're going to head all the way over here. And it's going to be about 13, I'm estimating 13 to about 15 miles, probably closer to about 14. But that's where we'll camp the second night. It is a backcountry campground, only 4 sites. I got all 4 sites for us. So, and then the following morning, we can just, do some more hiking, exploring. I would like to go out to here, Pelican Bay. I was told by the ranger, this is one of the most beautiful hikes on this island. So that would be really cool. And then we just have to be back at Prisoners Harbor by 2:30 to check in and get our boat, which is going to take us back. So that is the plan. And so our logistics, and we will depart on the 20th. It's up to you guys. I'm estimating 7 a.m., 6.5 hours to get there, as long as we get there by check-in time. 4 p.m. is check-in time, and we'll check in at the La Quinta. This was a little bit more economical, I thought, and we only need a hotel, and it's comfortable. But once we check in, we need to get over to Island Packers, and they would prefer, because we're a group of 15, 16 folks, to kind of get checked in the night before, make sure we're all squared away, and then we can have dinner. And I thought we could have dinner there at the harbor, and so that would be really cool, overlooking the water. But that's TBA. I haven't looked into the restaurants yet, so I'll be looking into that, and I'll announce. But we'll need to be at Island Packers the next day, which is Saturday morning at 7:30. Okay, so we need to get over there, and then the boat will leave at 8:30. Our expected arrival time at Santa Cruz, again, if we don't have to stop for whales or marine crossing, we can get there pretty quickly within the hour. If not, hey, it's whale watching or whatever, we'll have fun, and we'll get there within an hour and a half or so. And then we'll get our campsites, and then we've got all day to explore. Sunday, that's our hike across the island, and then overnight at Del Norte. Monday, again, I'm gonna say let's do the Pelican Bay hike for sure, and then we'll get the boat and head back, because we are further, at Prisoners Harbor. It will take us a little bit longer to get back to the harbor. And so that's why I'm opting for another night in Ventura at the same hotel, and we can have a dinner there. And then after breakfast on Tuesday, set out and get back to, oops, I got a typo there, but get back to Phoenix by, you know, mid-afternoon. So that's the plan. And this is Island Packers. Hopefully everybody has gotten their reservation there. These are the logistics. We want to be dropped off at Scorpion Anchorage on Saturday the 21st, and then picked up at Prisoners Harbor on the 23rd. So hopefully all of you have done that. If not, this is what you need to do. And the telephone number is in the event write-up. It's a fun trip. Yeah. This is our hotel. This is the La Quinta by Wyndham. It'll be on our way in, right? So that way we'll just drop our stuff off and then head for the harbor to check in at Island Packers on that first day. The total cost for 2 nights, this is based on having a roommate, so double occupancy. So that's the total for the 2 nights, $169.27. All right, so this is the camping that we're going to be doing. Scorpion Campground. I was a little more, there's more trees and woody, you know, more there. But this one has the views. So we have great views over here. But over at the Scorpion Campground, I have reserved 3 campsites that have a maximum per site of 6 people. So, right, that makes sense. And then at the Del Norte, this was the one that had few sites. I mean, that whole campground only has 4 campsites. I was able to get all 4 eventually. So it has a maximum of 4 people per site. So what that comes out to for each of us is about $750 per person for the 2 nights. So that's how that is. If you guys have backpacked, then you guys kind of know what to pack and bring. But basically, you know, it's going to be a rigorous and challenging journey. I cannot tell you, you know, exactly what the weather is going to be like, but I did put a lot of thought into when would be the best time to come back to the Channel Islands. Like I said, I was there in March. It was chilly. It was chilly and it was windy. So we could have chilly, we could have windy, we could have foggy. Let's hope and pray that at least we have some great views, but nonetheless, I would, you know, be prepared and, you know, dress and pack in layers, and also bring rain gear. This is supposed to be a good time to go in between, you know, the winter and also before it heats up for summer, because a lot of that hiking is exposed, right? So, so this is some of the gear to bring, but again, I have put some resources out there. If you want a checklist or just a little bit of help with packing for backpacking, like I need, then I put some resources out there that are pretty cool. So as for payments, what I think we could do would be the easiest is with regards to the hotel. I am going to put a proposed rooming list together, and then so you and your roommate can work out the payment between the 2 of you for each room. I have the rooms. I have 8 rooms reserved at La Quinta. And so we can each have a room with 2 people. And I have it reserved under my credit card. So, but as for the, hotel, you know, you will pay the hotel directly between you and your roommate. As for the campgrounds, that I would, you know, like if you could send the $7.50 to me. I've paid for all of those in advance so we could get them. You can do Zelle, Venmo, or PayPal. Either one of those is fine with me. I don't really have a preference. Okay, some resources. I did find some really cool resources. If you want just an overview of the park, of course, you can go to the park website there, nps.gov. But pertaining to what we're going to be doing, I really do like these two guides and really suggest if you have a chance to pull this up, because there's a lot of pictures, so you get a good visual of the trail and the route that we're taking. But this is a guide to hiking Santa Cruz Island, so it kind of covers all the trails, which is good because we're going to be covering one end of the island and then crossing over to the other. But this one is what we're going to be doing, which is from the Scorpion campground up to the Montanian Peak. And so if you want to see what that's like, if you're concerned about, a heavy backpack and the elevation climb and everything, check this out. This is a great resource. And then this one is just all trails, but this is a route that was saved at All Trails. So if you want to download the route to your phones, this is the route. It is the Del Norte Montanian. They're just doing it from Del Norte to Montanian to Scorpion Campground, where we're doing Scorpion Campground, Montanian to Del Norte. Okay, so we're just doing the reverse direction. And that's all I have. And I think I did pretty good there, so that we can have plenty of time for Q&A questions and then get on with our night. So let me stop sharing and come back to you guys. So what do you think?
How many people are we going all together?
Yeah, well, we had 16. We did have a fellow friend say that she's not going to be able to make it. I'll open that spot up to the next person that is on a wait list and see if anybody would like that spot. So we're about 15, 16 people.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do we carpool from here to California, or how do we get together to carpool? Is there a...
Yeah, because we're on all parts of the town. So that is where, having this forum is a good way to kind of look at. I'm on the west side. I have 2 spots in my car. And if you are coming over to my house, you can park here at my house and it's safe in my neighborhood.
Okay.
But anybody else want to talk about carpooling or room sharing?
And how do we determine the room setting?
Well, again, I don't care who rooms with who, but I do look at who I know have been on trips before that are good buddies and have roomed with each other. So like, but it, and then guys with guys and girls with girls typically, right?
Yeah.
So, and so I'll just put something out there. If you guys say, no, I'm going to room with this person or that person, that's fine with me. Just let me know, because then I'll be putting the names on the reservations for the hotel. Okay, because they'll want a rooming list. So,
so we pack food for backpacking for 2 nights, right? For 2 days.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I have
What
not
about
backpacked.
water? Is the water have to be carried for 2 nights as well? Would they have a refill water on the island?
Yes, good question. Important question. So Scorpion Campground has water. Okay, so we can fill up at Scorpion Campground. So we'll be there. And so before we leave, let's fill up, because over at Del Norte, we're 100% on our own. So we'll need to be subsistent there. Okay. So
That's not too bad, just 1 night. Okay.
yeah, exactly.
You need a water filter. It's not.
That's a good question. I haven't seen where they've said we need to bring a filter, like it's not filtered water, but I don't know. I guess it's always good to have. I'm going to bring water filtration pills. Yeah.
Do we recommend the dry bags also for this trip?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. Cause you just don't know what the weather is going to do.
Mhm.
But just have it with you. Like, I know I've got a cover that goes over the backpack, but I also, because I dive, right, Annie, everything goes into dry sacks when you're on a boat. So I have a bunch of dry sacks. So I'm just going to shove everything in dry sacks. So
And when you mentioned the kayaking,
say again.
Laura, I just joined the meeting. I just now got internet service, so hi.
Hi, Rose. Welcome.
Thank you.
I'm recording. I'm
Oh,
recording.
awesome. Thank you.
Mhm. Yes. So we should have a recording and I will distribute that. So we're at the Q&A. So actually this is a great time to come on in. And so we're just kind of talking about some of the, the key things you'd want to know, like, is there water on the island? Do we need to filtrate it? I'm not sure. I can make a note to look into the water filtration question. Do we need to do that on or at Scorpion Campground? I don't know.
I don't think the last time I was there, there was no water even at Scorpion Campground. You had to bring it from the mainland.
Okay, because that's not what I'm reading. So
Oh, that would be
that's not what's out there.
awesome.
So I hope they have that fixed, but that's a good thing to maybe have followed up on for sure, right? Not like a situation at the Grand Canyon where sometimes they work, sometimes they don't.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So, okay, I will, that's on my to-do list here. I will look into that and I will post an answer to that. But Rose, I was saying there are some links that if you want to take a look at our route and also our summit, right? And with the concern of having a heavy pack and a steep elevation gain, you can take a look at the resources that I have. There's a hiking guide, and in the hiking guide, he actually pulls out the route that we're doing to Montagnon Peak. So you can see, and with pictures. It doesn't look that bad. Honestly, of all the stuff that we've done, this really doesn't look that bad. But we have all day to do the hike. So we're not running a race. We're just going to just take this all in and enjoy it. That's why I look at it. Makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually have gone over all your routes and created a couple of my own, and everything kind of matches.
Awesome. Okay, awesome. Good to know. Good to know. I think I'm feeling pretty good about everything. I just will be tapping your guys's expertise on the backpacking part. I don't know how all this stuff is going to get in there. I got the new bag and I've got a new tent and a sleeping bag. And I'm like, are you kidding me? That's all going to fit in there? So, and then I'm like, I don't have a cooking device either. I don't know. Is anyone bringing or anyone have like the jet boil?
I have a jet boil, but my plan is to not take dehydrated food. I'm going to take meal bars so that I don't have to take extra water to cook the dehydrated food. And
Yeah.
because I don't want to carry the weight of a stove if I don't need it.
Yeah, and I'm looking at that too. It's like, what is going to be the easiest way to, get nutrition, but not have to carry so much?
Yeah,
I think I have an extra small pack, to be honest.
There's a brand of meal bar. It's called Green Belly, and one bar is enough nutrition for 1 or 2 meals. And when I get the full meal bar, all I can eat is 1/3 of a bar, and I'm totally full. It's got all your nutrients, all your protein, all everything.
Okay.
So that's pretty easy.
Where do you get that at?
I get mine directly from the website Green Belly.
Okay.
So Laura, another idea, can you hear me okay?
Yes, go ahead.
Another idea is when I go backpacking is I take tortillas because tortillas will last weeks and weeks. Tortillas with maybe tuna chicken packages or butter and jelly.
Okay.
It's a really good backpacking meal.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, because I honestly don't want to I don't want to cook. I really would just like to eat
Yeah.
and go to bed, right? And relax.
Yes.
I don't want to fuss
2
about
nights
it.
you don't need
I don't
to.
want to have to try to light something and press the button and it doesn't come on. And you're like, oh, come on, and I brought this for nothing.
Yeah, especially with the
So-
water issue. So it makes sense not to cook if you don't have to.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So, okay. Good ideas. Good ideas. And I got a pack that is a ladies pack. I guess I'm just going to have to try to squeeze everything in there. But if I don't have a lot of cooking utensils and a yada, 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 then I might be able to get everything in there. So
How many liters is your pack? Do you know?
how many liters?
Uh-huh.
It's, I don't know. It's a 3-6. It's a
So it's pro-
Osprey Kite 3-6.
So it's probably 36 liters. That's a very tiny backpack.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, oh, great. This stuff is not going to get in there. But I don't know. Do you suggest I get a bigger pack? I mean, I spent $100 on this one.
Well, you do better with everything inside the pack and not hanging off the sides of the pack, because it actually is lighter if it's in the pack. If it's off the pack, it's moving weight, so it's harder to control, so it's heavier. So I have lots of ospreys. You're welcome to borrow my osprey. I'm going to take a gossamer deer. So you
Okay.
can borrow one of mine if you'd like.
So you
Those
think
are
mine's
progressive.
too small, even for a weekender? This is a weekender. It's supposed to be a weekender.
It's not too small for a weekender if you don't take cooking stuff. And the problem is storing the water, because I'm
Yeah.
thinking we need at least 4 or 4.5 liters of water.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Okay, well, I'll tap your shoulder, Rose. Anybody else? Questions? Ben, Gabby, Marielle? Ben's good. Christy says she's gonna bring a stove because she's gotta have coffee in the morning.
Same here. I will bring straw too.
I'm a coffee person. Would anybody make me a cup if I brought some coffee?
I will. You can count on
That's
me.
good. Hot coffee. Oh God, at a campsite, that is so amazing. So,
If my vacation gets approved, I can bring the stove for sure. I got plenty of
Yeah.
stove.
okay, well, I can bring the coffee. I can bring the
Thanks.
creamer, whatever you guys want.
And the water.
Water, yeah, we gotta have that water for sure. So,
What did the rangers suggest we'd need for water?
I didn't talk to him about water. So we can
Okay.
just check out the resources that are there, see if they, what they advise. But they did say bring plenty of water, but that there would be water at Scorpion Campground, but that would be the only place for the water. What they did recommend is,
Okay, well, that's easy.
say again?
I said, that's easy. We can just fill up there.
Mm-hmm. Right. When I talked to them, I was talking to them about routing and how to best do this trip. Whether, we could make it a, one big day trip. They don't like people doing that. I thought we could do it, but, we would be pressured for time to get over to Prisoners Harbor and catch that afternoon ferry. And if we missed it, then we would be out there with no overnight gear, right? So that's when I decided, I know you guys are all backpackers and it's about time I just stepped up, all right, I got a backpack, let's just do it. I know you guys are gonna love this and I'll catch up on the skills here. I can tough it out and I'll just maybe need a little help with the tent. But I'm going to be practicing here at the house on getting my stuff out, set up, and then back in again. So hopefully I won't bug you guys too much. But
Well, the second day is all downhill, so we don't have to leave early at all.
no, the second day we can just really take in the scenery. I suggested doing the Pelican Bay hike. The ranger, when I spoke to him, and he is a ranger on the island, he said that is the most beautiful hike on the island. And so I say, let's do that. I think it's about 4 miles, so it's not long, but definitely let's take that in before we, get on the boat. But we can just, explore. This is discover and explore. This is a remote island. Nobody lives on this island, at least not anymore. You have to look into the history. It's got an interesting history, but we will be seeing wildlife, marine life. It's gonna be cool.
Quick question. So how far is, from the first point when you take off to the first campground, which is Scorpio campground, you said, correct?
It is a one-way 13 to 15 mile hike with about 2,000. What do I have? Hold on. one
No,
moment.
the first campground.
3,000.
What's the question
I
again?
mean, like from where we stop the boat, when you take off to the first campground where you're staying, is it the 13 miles straight or first day of camping from the place we, take off from the boat to the first campground? What's the distance?
Yeah, that's 13 to 15 miles from
Okay.
Scorpion Campground, and Scorpion Campground is right there. You just walk up from the harbor, right? Scorpion
Yeah,
Anchorage is
because-
basically a little harbor. Mhm.
Because I was thinking if it's 5 to 6 miles, yeah, actually we can cast the water considering the Scorpio camp has the water. If it doesn't, then somebody could actually, a couple of people can hike down and get it also. But yeah, if it's 13 miles, that's not feasible.
No, and you got the elevation as well, about 3,000 feet. So, but we've got all day. So if we get a nice early start, we've done our hiking on that, I think it's called the eastern portion of the island, rest up, and then just set out. We've got all day. We're gonna hike up to the summit, get our pictures, group shot, and then make our way back down and then over to Del Norte. The guide that I showed you, the link to the guide for the Montanian Peak, look at that. Really advise looking at that, because that has like a step-by-step, here's a picture, here's the next step. I'm like, wow, dude, this is really good. Thank you for doing that, because there's a saved route on all trails. Rose has pulled it up and taken a look at it. But I mean, there's not really a whole lot of information out there. And I'm like, I don't know why not, but good for us that not a lot of people are out there. We're going to enjoy it. We're going to have it probably basically to ourselves. So very few people out there.
We spend the first night we spend a night at Scorpion Bay, right? So we ride the boat and we spend the night, and then we get up early at Scorpion Bay.
Yes.
Okay, so we're not dependent on the boat schedule for our start schedule.
We need the boat to get there. So we do need to get at the harbor by 7:30.
Yeah, but we land the day before we actually start yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Hold on. I have somebody complaining here. One moment.
We're going to
My little
Islands.
my little girl.
Islands. Oh. Hi, sweetie.
Yeah, there she is. She's like, enough. Let me out. I've been here all day. She's a little demanding, let me tell you. So yeah, we will get dropped off in the morning at Scorpion Anchorage. I say let's just go to the campsite, drop our stuff, and then take whatever we need for a little day hiking. I hope to, be able to bring like a little fanny pack so I can bring, just lighten my load, and then we can just go explore the island. And so there's some trails, there's some cool things to see there. We can do that for that day, that first day. Then the next day is the big hike. Makes sense?
Yeah, awesome.
So And it is almost 5 till. Anybody else? So I will put out a rooming list. If you want me to revise it, you don't want a room with that person or whatever, just let me know. It is, but I thought I would just shoot something out there. Let me know if that works for you. If not, carpooling, you know, start putting it out on the event itself. If you're looking for a carpool, or if you're driving and you want someone to carpool with, I've got a space for 2. And what else? I will look into a few questions that we've brought up tonight, like, do we need the water filter? Is the water working? We want to know that. And then, yeah, any tips or advice, guys, that you know already know, because you're just the most savvy, awesome, and amazing backpackers, then share it. Because I'm going to need your help. This is my
first timer.
debut. What, Pete?
I'm first timer too.
Oh, yay! I won't be the only one, man.
There you go.
know, when we did the San Juan River, you should have seen me, because I'm like, how do you put this thing up? You know, the tent. I'm like, this is complicated. Where's the directions? You know, and it
I've
was
got
just,
lots of experience with tents. I'll help you.
I'm going to
Yeah.
practice here at home. I really am. I'm going to practice, because it's not just a matter of getting the thing out and getting it up, but also repacking it so that you get it back into your backpack again. I found that out. You know, the boat, our raft was starting to leave. Like, wait, I don't have this stuff in there yet. How do you do that? You know, so
So we
I
need
got equipment.
flashlights or headlights and all that.
Yeah, please. Headlamp. If you have like a little tent lantern, I've got one of those. But a first aid
Lighter.
kit. Yeah, if you're going to be lighting, I'm going to let her out. But if you're going to be lighting a stove, a lighter, maybe a couple lighters, matches. One moment. When she gets demanding, I just shove her out and then let my mom deal with her.
So do they allow campfires?
Stoves only.
Okay.
Don't see
No
much.
fire.
Don't see many trees there. It looks
Yeah,
like-
no, I think I read no campfires, so we have to have the stove. So, but hopefully, you know, fingers crossed, we'll have some really nice weather, and won't be too cold, won't be too hot, and we'll have some views, you know. But
Anyone have idea how cold at night would be?
yeah, hold on. So what I have looked, you can only look at averages, right? For May, and we're towards the latter part of May. Okay. So that might be getting slightly more into June weather, but not quite. They're averaging a high of 70 and a low of 51.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, it's perfect, actually.
Yeah.
Perfect. I can bring a small the sleeping bag. That's good. Light one.
So, but I'll try to stay on top of that if there's any other weather reports as time gets closer, right? Because we'll want to know.
We can, if we need a water filter, 3 people can easily share 1 filter. If we need a stove,
Gravity.
3 people can easily share 1 stove. So
Awesome.
as it gets closer, we need to put out there, I'm bringing a stove, I'm bringing a water filter, and then we can combine each other's packs, and that helps cut down a lot of weight.
Exactly. Yeah. Let's just totally start taking an inventory of who's bringing what, and you know, so we minimize our loads, right? Absolutely. Totally agree with that. So let's use the event discussion for all of that. Okay. Share what you need and suggestions, and you know, we can keep that conversation going out there. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Something like a Google share.
Prashant, are you going to come with us? Because I do
Yeah,
have an
I'm
open spot.
Yeah, it's good also because for me is the timing actually, the change about it all depends upon if it gets approved or not. If I'm with the same job, it'll get approved. If I change it, that's tight. So I have to clarify the situation also because I am
Okay, so you need to get back
interviewing.
to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, when do you think you'll know?
If I give a notice,
Okay,
I'll
message me.
yeah.
I'll keep in touch because I got that spot open, but I don't want to give it to somebody
You'll
else if
keep
you
it.
want it. Mhm.
Yeah, I don't
So-
want to keep on hold also if I'm uncertain by at least
Yeah,
end
no,
of
that's
this
cool.
month.
That's cool. I got it. But I hope you can. That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be great looking at the office.
Mhm.
This is a different kind of camping altogether. So
This is going to be so awesome. Yeah, I can't even imagine. So with that being said, it is 8 o'clock and I promised I would not keep you guys too long. Is there any other question, anything else you want to bring up here before we close?
So the 750 is it just for one night or for 2 nights for the camp?
That's for the both.
750 for both? Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
okay.
And when do we pay that and to who?
Just the 750 and you can anytime before we leave would be great. And those options are Zelle, Venmo, or PayPal.
And that's to you.
Please, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, because I got those sites months ago because they just kind of book up so quick, right?
So
but
it's 750 per night, or so a total of 15?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Can I just have the total amount?
750. Now, as for the hotel, that's where I was saying, Rose, and you weren't here yet. What I think is the easiest to do is I will put out a rooming list. You will work it out with your roommate, but you will pay for the hotel when you check in, splitting that room rate with your roommate. I have the rooms reserved. I have 8 rooms reserved under my credit card.
So first week of camping, first day or night of camping is free. That means you're only paying for one night of camping?
No, that's for all of us for 2 nights.
2 nights, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
So, all right, it is 8:03. Any other questions, put it in the event. I will be working on getting those answers for you, but if anything else comes up, let me know. Happy day. So glad you guys are coming. It's going to be so awesome. And I can't wait. So
Thank you, Laura.
thank you for coming. I appreciate your time. And
You bet.
yay, look forward to doing this with you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Laura.
Thank you.
Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Thank
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Welcome.